Our brothers and sisters, this is a fellow targeted individual, V2K, remote neuromonitoring, mind-reading technology, microwave weapons, directed pulse energy weapons, satellite weapons, and plenty of other things known as gang stalking and unlawful surveillance and reaction abuse, also known as street theater. If you've seen the other videos, my other two videos, it might be too graphic for some. Like some of them may be threatening, but if you're a targeted individual, you understand that it's a retaliation threat. It's not. I'm not the main threat. This enemy that attacks us is the main threat. And basically, I'm a patriot. They label us I don't know how I'm gonna put this though, because I'm being hit with frequencies and I might stutter or mess my words up. They label us a terrorist threat when really we're patriots. We're the real patriots. I'm constantly threatened with the V2K, the voice to skull technology. They said I'm going to be arrested for confessing to breaking windows out in the other video that I made. I'm not going to be arrested at all. The only reason I was arrested that time is because I let them arrest me. I let the police arrest me that time. I thought about fighting back. I trained on it too. I trained against them. I've trained against the FBI. I trained against the military. I trained against the police. Some of you may think that's funny. The Space Force definitely thinks it's funny. But I don't think it's funny at all. I don't think it's funny at all because they're not fighting for our country. The Space Force is not fighting for our country. No branch in the United States military is fighting for this country. That's why they fight in other people's countries. Not everyone in our military is fighting for the same reason. They don't sign up for the same reasons. They're not signing up for the same reasons. Most of them are only in it for the income, the money, and all that. That's it. If it comes down to it and they're bribed to sell an American out, they will sell an American out for a certain amount of money. For a certain amount of money, they will sell America out. There's a whole lot of stuff I wanted to say before I came on here, but I'm being hit with brain fogs from these microwave weapons. Yes, they're able to do a whole lot of things with these weapons. A whole lot of things with them. How do I know? Knowledge is power. Experience and knowledge is power. I have knowledge of what I'm going through because I've been through it for years. It's been going on for years. There's certain targeted individuals that still lack knowledge on what is going on with them. Still lack knowledge. But I'm not retarded and I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid at all. I'm still being gang stalked even in this program. They do reaction abuse even in this program that I'm in. They still do reaction abuse and stuff. They still gang stalk me. Every now and then they do. They're not hitting me as hard as other gang stalkers, but they're still gang stalking. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter whether they slack off or not slack off. It doesn't matter whether they slack off on me and they have mercy on us. It doesn't matter. They need to be held accountable. That's the only thing that I've already made up my mind. They need to be held accountable. I don't care if they pull off. They're still going to be held accountable. Whenever I share the testimony of how I broke out windows and stuff, you want to know what I really want to do? I want to kill them. That's what I want to do. Breaking out windows, I only did that to send a message. I done that to send a message, and I done that to make them pay for it. Some people say, well, you still had to pay for it if you had to be arrested. No, there's still other windows I've broken out also. Governmental windows and stuff. Still other windows I have not been arrested for, and I'm not going to be arrested for it. I'll die before that happens. If I don't complete this program, I got to do a year in jail is what they told me. Was what the judge told me. I got to do a year in this program, this rehab program, or I got to do a year in jail. And that's not going to happen. I'm not going to do a year in jail. I'm not about to sit in jail all because I'm defending myself. Over self-defense, I'm defending myself. Fighting back against them. Using little things to fight back because they suppress the big things that I can use to fight back. They have grenades, they have machine guns, they have rocket launchers, they have C4, they have all these things. But if we had these things, they would label us a terrorist threat. If we had any of these things that they got, they would label us a terrorist threat if we got it. When the Second Amendment gives us a license to have that, they tell us we need to have a military license or a certain type of clearance level to have those types of weapons. To have army tanks. To have mortar fire weapons. To have jets and stuff like that. And we got to have a license to have it. We got to have certain type of license to have it. No, that's not what the Founding Fathers fought for. They fought for us to have the even rights. Even rights. The Second Amendment is that right. And it says it cannot be infringed upon. Not even a felon can infringe upon it. Not even a felony can infringe upon. I don't have any felonies yet. But I got a family member, a sister. Most of my family is gang stalking me. Even my mother is gang stalking me. That's not paranoia. I know for a fact. For a long time I threw it off. But my sister has a baby by a Marine. His name's Justin. Justin Brown is his name. And he lived in Caryville, Florida. Still lives in Caryville, Florida. He's in jail right now. Because he had IEDs. He was preparing for end days and stuff. He was preparing for what he saw coming. Same thing I see coming, same thing a lot of us sees coming. There's an Armageddon or something like that coming around the corner. He's preparing for the same thing. Martial law and all that, the government turning against us. Which they've already turned against us. The government has already turned against us. This is no longer a free country, it's half free, that's it. He had IEDs and stuff like that planted underneath the dirt. And he had signs set up, beware of explosives. Beware of explosives and IEDs or landmines. And the Caryville Police Department or Sheriff's Department called Homeland Security on them. And the marshals came by, the Homeland Security came, and the Sheriff's Department and other agencies came. They threw smoke bombs and gas grenades inside his window while his kids was in there sleeping. His sons were in there His son was in there sleeping, and his kids was in the house sleeping. It's an upstairs house in Florida. It's a creek house. And they threw grenades inside the window, smoke grenades or gas grenades, I can't remember, and smoked his house out. And they arrested him for terrorist threats, is one of the charges. All because he had explosives and IEDs set up inside of his yard. Whether it was active, I don't know. But he has the right to have that, though. I have the right to have stuff like that. If the government can have those types of weapons, I can have those types of weapons. The Second Amendment defends my right to have those types of weapons. Not just a pistol, not just a rifle. Those types of weapons. The Second Amendment defends it. Now, I don't have complete respect for the United States military because they don't fight for my freedom. They fight for the government's freedom. They fight for the rich. They don't fight for us. They suppress us, but they fight for the rich, for those that have the money. But they suppress us. They fight to keep us suppressed. If we fought back against excessive taxes, we fought back against all these oppressive things, them trampling upon our Constitution, taking it out of context and writing unconstitutional laws based on what they think that the Constitution should be. If we fought back against that right now, they would the military, most of the military, at least 90% of the military, would trample upon us and fight for the government instead of us. And we won't have time to go to the military and say, hey, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're doing that. We won't have time to act on that. But because if I approach to them try to explain it, they will arrest me, right? They will arrest me for it, right? They will take me in right then. So I can't explain. I have to fight them too. Is what I got to do. They might come up to me and say, I'm on your side. And then behind my back arrest me. Trying to get in my head and playing good cop, bad cop, and then pretending like they're on my side. So I can't trust the United States military. I can't trust them at all. I can't trust that they're even fighting for me right now. I can't trust that the FBI is fighting for me because they're involved in it. The same ones that put the terrorist threatening charge on me are the same ones that is also involved in my torture. They're involved in covering this stuff up, the CIA and the Space Force, with these DEW attacks and all that. And it's not just Havana Syndrome. What I'm going through is worse than Havana Syndrome. A lot worse. I'm going through a lot worse than Havana Syndrome. Because they attack my heart. They attack my brain. Off and on, they attack different parts of my body. I'm constantly raped by these weapons. They vibrate my penis area. If you're a female, they're vibrating your vagina area. And some of you may think that's funny. It's not funny at all. It's not funny at all. Now, one may say, well, the term rape is brutal, too brutal. Why not call it molestation? Well, whatever you want to call it. They either molest me, rape me, whatever. But they're constantly doing it on a daily basis as a form of control tactics. And that's also a part of MK Ultra. Modern day MK Ultra. They rape you, they hit you with mind fogs, they sleep deprive you. They do sleep deprivation to try to get you out of character. They don't do much to me while I'm in this program. They made me throw up several times while I was in the program by hitting me my chest, stomach, and other areas of my body to cause me to vomit and stuff. I don't know how to explain how I know that. I just know that because I've been hit so many times, and I also got to hear them in my head talking trash. So I'm not done fighting back. I just got a major setback. Some of you may say, well, you don't seem like you're going to do nothing. You're preaching and all this other type stuff. Well, so did the founding fathers. They preached also. They believed in God. They preached God. But somebody's got to fight. Somebody's got to fight back. David fought back. David led armies. Samson fought back. Plenty of them fought back. God does raise up agents of wrath to bring vengeance on the wicked. To rain vengeance on the wicked, God does raise up agents of wrath. It even talks about it in the New Testament. He raises up soldiers. Whenever it says "Thou shalt not kill," it's actually talking about don't murder. I'm not a murderer. If I go up to the Space Force right now and I start killing a bunch of Space Force operators, I say operator because they're operating satellite weapons. They're running operations on us with satellite weapons. That's why I call them operators. And they're operating these weapons against us. But if I go up and randomly kill a bunch of them, that would not be murder. I would not be a convicted murderer. It's self-defense is what it is. I'm doing the same thing they would do. I'm doing the same thing they would do if it happened to them. If it was happened to them, I would do the same thing they would do. I would send somebody to the threat. I would send somebody out to the threat to deal with the threat. Or I would go myself to take care of the threat to the best of my ability, even at that risk to my life. And I died for it. At least I died for my country, because I'm not just dying for myself. I'm not just thinking about myself, I'm thinking about every targeted individual. A lot of the targeted individuals don't want me to use violence. They want me to sit back and just die. That's what they want. They want me to let them suppress me. They want me to undergo the torture and just die. suffer all the rest of my life. And I'm 29 years old. They want me to suffer the rest of my life. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. They make it hard on me to contact secretaries and all that. They make it hard on me. And even when I contact the secretaries, guess what? They don't respond to me. Secretaries don't respond to me. Tulsi Gabbard does not respond to me. The FBI director does not respond to me. None of them responds to me when I contact them. So I don't waste my time contacting them again. I don't waste my time even contacting them. I can't approach them in person to try to talk to them because I can't afford to do that. I don't got my own vehicle. I never had a driver's license in my life. I'm suppressed in this freaking program right here for a year. I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of any possibility of having a warrant put out for my arrest if I leave the program, because I don't want that interfering with me fighting with me doing what I got to do when I get out of here. Because I'm still gonna fight back when I get out of here. I'm gonna do more than just break windows out. But this time I'm gonna play it smart. I'm gonna make sure I'm not on camera when I do it. I'm gonna make sure I'm not on no camera when I do it. I could have used a slingshot and been at a distance and shot at a rock inside the courthouse window. There's a lot I could have did. I could have covered my whole body and make it look like I was a fat person. I could have put a lot of clothes on. I could have put a lot of clothes on and made it look like I had more weight on me. I could have put high tops on my feet and make it look like I was a lot taller on camera. I could have made it look like I was a whole different person. I could have painted my face, changed my skin tone and everything. I could have put a wig on my head. There's a lot of things I could do to avoid detection. I'm not stupid. I could have done that. So, for those that are on my side and that do believe, pray for me. Go in peace, brothers and sisters. Shalom.